everyone, I'm Criminology Manroto from Trikilo. Today we will talk about the salient provision of PD 603. First, what is PD 603? PD 603 is also known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code. The decree was signed by His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos on December 10, 1974 and took effect on June 10, 1975. There are three categories of children under the PD 603, which is the dependent child, abandoned child, and neglected child. First, we will talk about dependent child. The dependent child is one who is without a parent, guardian, or custodian, or one whose parent, guardian, or other custodian for good cause desires to be relieved of his care and custody, and is dependent upon the public for support. Ang dependent child is patay na yung kanyang father or mother, or kung buhay, na-terminate or na-relieve yung kanilang parental authority, or gusto nilang i-emancipate yung kanilang parental authority. So, yung child is magre-rely na lang sa public authority or public support just to survive.
Abandoned child, one who has the proper parental care or guardians have served on him or the period of at least 6 months, continuous months. Ito yung mga magulang na hindi kayang alagaan yung isang bata na wala pa sa wastong edad, or tinatakasan nila yung responsibility nila maging magulang, o hindi pa sila handa sa pagiging magulang, kaya iniiwan nila yung mga bata na wala pa sa wastong edad. Example lang, 1 years old, kapag nilang iniiwan saan. Tapos neglected child, or refers to a child whose basic needs have been delivered or unattended, or inadequate attended within a period of 3 continuous months. Ano nga ba? Yun yung mga basic needs na kailangan, yun yung kapabayaan ng isang magulang o hindi na ibibigay sa anak niya. Ano nga ba yun? Example, milk or gatas, then vegetables, vitamins. Yun yung mga kailangan ng anak nila na dapat ibigay nila pero hindi nila ginagawa kasi inabandonan nila. Ano nga ba yung mga negative parts na ma-counter ng isang bata? Malnutrition, o wala sa wastong timbang ang isang bata, tulad ng mga malalaking tiyan. Sa mga panahon ngayon ay uso-uso yung mga sakit din, especially mga mahihina yung resistensya dahil sa mga araw na hindi ang umuulan.
Neglected child refers to a child whose basic needs have been deliberately unattended or inadequately attended within a period of 3 continuous months. Neglect may occur in two ways: physical neglect and emotional neglect. Neglected child daw po is ito daw po yung mga bata na hindi nabibigyan ng mga basic needs ng mga magulang gaya ng emotional support, love, and education. In short po, ito daw po yung mga batang napababayaan. Yung neglected child daw po is meron dalawang uri: physical neglect and emotional neglect. Physical neglect, when the child is malnourished, ill-clad, and without proper shelter. A child is unattended when left by himself or herself, without proper supervision and or without proper supervision. Yung physical neglect daw po is kapag daw po yung bata ay payat, malnourished, ill-clad, walang masuot na maayos na damit, and without proper shelter, wala daw pong matuluyang bahay. In short po, ito daw po yung mga bata na napapabayaan or kulang sa aruga. Emotional neglect, when the child is maltreated, raped, seduced, exploited, overworked, or made to work under conditions not conducive to good health, or is paid to beg in the streets or public places, or when the children are in moral danger or exposed to gambling, prostitution, and other vices. Ang emotional support daw po is ito daw po yung mga bata na inaabuso, sinasaktan, di tinatrato ng tama, pinagsusugal, inagahasa, pinagtatrabaho ng matagal, pinagtatrabaho ng nakakasama sa kalusugan nila. In short, ito daw po yung mga bata na pinapabayaan or kulang sa atensyon ng mga magulang.
Custodial group. The member of these classifications are severely or profoundly retarded, hence the least capable of group. This includes those with IQs to 25. Ito yung mga kabataan na hirap umintindi ng mga simpleng bagay katulad ng pagligo, paglinis sa sarili at pag-alaga sa kanilang mga sarili. Trainable group. The member of this group consists of those with IQs from about 25 to about 50. One who belongs to this group shows a mental level and rate of development which is 1/4 to 1/2 that of the average child, is unable to acquire higher academic skills but can usually acquire the basic skills for living to a reasonable degree. Ito naman yung mga grupo ng mga kabataan na natuturuan naman, nasa ano lang, pagtsatsaga ng kanilang magulang. Depende sa pagtsatsaga ng kanilang mga magulang. Kaya silang turuan na kung paano nila alagaan yung mga sarili nila sa araw-araw, mga basic nilang dapat gawin, katulad ng pagligo, paano makipag-usap sa mga tao, ganun. Yung mga basic na
Educable group and traditionally refers to the individuals with mild intellectual disabilities, often labeled as educable, mentally retarded in older educational and psychological literature. These groups' IQ range from about 50 to 75 and the intellectual development is approximately 1/2 to 3/4 of that expected of a normal child of the same chronological age. Many of the educable retardates may reach 5th or 6th grade educational level and can develop occupational skills which may result in partial or complete economic independence in adulthood. Borderline or low learner group. These highest groups of mentally retarded with IQs from about 75 to 89, the members of this classification are only slightly retarded and they can usually get by in regular classes if they receive some extra help, guidance, and consideration.
Parental authority or patria potestas refers to the sum total of the rights of the parents over the person and property of their unemancipated child, the exercise of which has no distinction between a legitimate and illegitimate child. So, patria potestas is a Latin word of parental authority. So, parental authority is tumutukoy ito sa mga karapatan or responsibilidad ng isang magulang sa kanilang anak pagdating sa legal, sa financial, personal, and etc. Substitute parental authority naman, in default of parents or a judicially appointed guardian, the following person shall exercise substitute parental authority over the child in the order indicated. So, yung substitute parental authority naman is ito yung authority na binibigay sa ibang tao, no, para magdesisyon or mag-alaga dun sa bata kapag hindi kayang punan or hindi kayang ibigay ng biological parents yung pangangailangan ng bata. Then, the following person shall exercise substitute parental authority over the child in order indicated. So, kung hindi kayang punan ng biological parents yung pangangailangan ng anak nila, is pwede yung grandparent nila yung maging guardian nila. Kapag hindi naman fit yung grandparent nila, is pwedeng maging guardian nila yung nakatatanda nilang kapatid. Pwedeng kuya or ate basta nasa 21 years of age na.
parental responsibility is responsibilidad or duties ng isang parents or adult na nagrantehan ng parental responsibility through agreement with the mother or order from court. Yung mga parents or adult na nagrantehan ng parental responsibility is isa sila sa mga gumagawa ng decision sa pang-araw-araw ng bata. Katulad nung kung anong kakainin nila, kung saan sila pwede pumunta, kung saan sila paaralan na pwedeng pumasok, kung anong magiging religion nila, at kung anong susundin nilang kultura. And those who have parental responsibility is kailangan din nila ng record ng bata. Example nun is yung school or doctor, para mas malaman nila kung ano ba yung pwedeng or possible na pangangailangan ng bata.
Shelter care institution, one that provides temporary protection and care to children requiring emergency reception as a result of abandonment by parents, dangerous condition of neglect or cruelty in the home, being without adult care because of crisis in the family, or a court order holding them as a material witness. Ang shelter care institution ay isang uri ng pasilidad na nagbibigay ng pansamantalang tirahan at suporta sa mga individual o grupo na nangangailangan ng proteksyon at tulong, tulad ng mga bata, matanda o mga biktima ng karahasan o kalamidad. Receiving homes, family type homes, which provides temporary shelter from 10 to 20 days for children who shall during this period be under observation and study for eventually placement by the Department of Social Welfare. The number of children in receiving homes shall not at any time exceed, provided that no more than 2 of them shall be under the 3 years of age. Ang receiving home ay isang uri ng pasilidad o institusyon na pansamantalang tumatanggap at nag-aalaga sa mga bata o individual na nangangailangan ng proteksyon at pangangalaga, kadalasan dahil sa mga issue tulad ng abuso o iba pang problema sa tahanan.
Maternity home, an institution or place of residence whose primarily function is to give shelter and care to pregnant women and their infants before, during, and after delivery. Maternity home, ito naman yung institusyon na o residence na yung pinaka pangunahing niya is magbigay ng shelter sa mga mga buntis, sa anak nila bago o after mga anak. Nursery, a child care institution that provides care for 6 or more children below 6 years of age for all or part of 24-hour day except those who are licensed to offer primary medical and educational services. Nursery child, isa itong care institution na nangangalaga sa mga batang may edad 6 pababa, para siyang daycare center.
May 3 uri ng institusyon na tumutulong sa mga batang nangangailangan. Ito ay ang Rehabilitation Center, Reception and Study Center, and last, Child Placing Agency. Rehabilitation Center, ito ay isang lugar kung saan tinutulungan yung mga bata o kabataan na may problema sa pag-uugali upang baguhin ito at maging isang mabuting mamamayan. Reception and Study Center, ito naman ay isang lugar na pansamantala lamang kung saan tinutulungan ng mga kabataan na may problema sa pag-uugali upang masuri, magamot, o matulungan bago sila dalhin o ipakita sa ibang lugar para sa bagong pangangalaga. Child Placing Agency, ito ay isang institusyon o tao na tumutulong sa mga bata na nangangailangan ng tahanan o pamilya para sa foster care o pag-aampon.
Liabilities of parents. Parent and guardian are responsible for damage and injury caused by the child under the parental authority.
Ang mga magulang o tagapag-alaga ay may pananagutan sa anumang pinsala o ginawa ng kanilang anak habang ito ay nasa kanilang pangangalaga. Ibig sabihin, kung may nasaktan or nasirang gamit ang bata, ang mga magulang or guardian ang mananagot sa kanilang pananagot o kailangan umakto sa responsibilidad.
Classification of child to detention home. Ang mga pampubliko at pampribado ngayon siya nang tumutulong sa kapakanan ng mga bata at kabataan. Tulad ng mga espesyal na talino na inabandona, pinabayaan, inabuso, may kapansanan, may problema sa ugali. Nagkasala ay kailangan makipag-ugnayan at makipagtulungan sa DSWD.